Russian President Vladimir Putin participated in a lightning round of Middle East diplomacy this week. He flew to the United Arab Emirates Wednesday to discuss the business relationship with President Mohammed bin Zayed. Putin then traveled to neighboring Saudi Arabia that same day to speak with the Crown Prince about security in the region. His quick trip wasn't the last diplomatic meeting of the week. Putin welcomed Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi in Moscow Thursday, where the pair discussed the Israel-Hamas war. Ambassador Gerald Feierstein joins me now. He's a distinguished senior fellow at the Middle East Institute. Thank you very much for joining us. Why does Putin want stronger diplomatic ties in the Middle East?
It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. And I think that there are a couple of things here. One is symbolic, and it is Putin's desire to demonstrate that despite the sanctions, despite all of the backlash over the invasion of Ukraine, that he still is able to travel the world and be greeted as a very important foreign leader, and to be welcomed in important capitals. But also, practically speaking, one was, of course, to talk to key partners in the OPEC Plus oil cartel. There's been stress and strain within the cartel over the desire to sustain a reasonable price of oil in the face of declining demand and downward pressure on oil prices. And secondly, he wants to take advantage of the situation in Gaza to demonstrate that he, rather than the United States, is the world leader who can perhaps mediate and bring an end to the conflict there.
So, Ambassador, on the oil point, is it so basically he doesn't want prices to drop because selling oil is one of the ways that Putin funds his war in Ukraine and various other things?
It's about half of the Russian economy is dependent on oil sales, and the price has been declining for some time, even though the producers have cut back on their production levels. The demand is down, and therefore there's a lot of pressure on the price.
So Putin and the Iranian leader focused their discussion on the Israel-Hamas war. Does Iran want Russia involved in any way in that?
Well, I think that with the Iranians, you have a meeting of the minds that they see this as an opportunity to weaken the United States, to weaken the West, to take advantage of this situation in order to counterbalance and to strengthen their own alliance. So I think that they would like to see this conflict continue because they believe that it's bringing credit to their own positions.
What are State Department officials looking for as they see these movements?
Well, I think that the U.S. is in a difficult situation as far as the Gaza conflict is concerned. At the same time that Putin was making his trip to Abu Dhabi and Riyadh, we have in the United States a delegation of foreign ministers from key Arab and Islamic states who are meeting with senior officials, with Secretary Blinken and others, as well as on the Hill, to try to press their case for U.S. support for a ceasefire in Gaza and to begin the issue of reconstruction and addressing humanitarian concerns. And so, as long as the U.S. is continuing its support for the Israeli position, it's going to put us somewhat at odds with our key Arab and Islamic partners in the world. And I think that the sooner that this conflict can come to an end and that we can get a ceasefire, the better off it's going to be for U.S. foreign policy interests.
Ambassador Gerald Feierstein from the Middle East Institute, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.